Either. Our first event is ready to go. We're going to head out to the street course just outside the Staples Center. That's where we find Jim Coleman, Steve Swope, and Dennis McCoy. Guys?
Thank you, Dana. We've completed 2 of 3 sessions here on the course, and as of right now, it is yesterday's first place qualifier, Garrett Reynolds, sitting up on top of the lead with a score of 91.33. But Van Homan qualified second yesterday. He's not too far behind him right now with a score of 89.49. There's a shot of Garrett right there. He's been so dominant on the International X Games series, and right now we're going to take a look at some highlights to see how we got to the point we're at now.
Garrett has looked so smooth and so dialed on everything he's pulled so far. On the first subway section, throwing down some big stuff, and here he's on the dragon back, Dennis.
Yeah, just throwing, I said he didn't know what he was doing the first time he went through, but now it's obvious he knew exactly what he was doing. Just like here, bar spin, manual, hop up the feeble to 180 to bar spin out.
And one of the legends of modern day street riding, Van Homan, sitting in second. Also throwing some of the big tech tricks. Van's got it all. Huge tricks, really high degree of difficulty, and he's really consistent and smooth.
Look at this, up rail, no fit can off, and then up rail to tail whip off. That is tech. Tail whip because he's whipping the tail of the bike around underneath him.
Sean Sexton with the underhander 3 over the subway gap.
High speed hang 5, flatland move, and look at it here. Hang 5 across the dragon back, making every flatlander out there proud.
That was definitely one of our favorites. We went crazy when he pulled that one off earlier. Big 3 and a flare on the tranny.
Yep, trannies are out there. Let's use them.
So there's Van Homan right there. He's currently sitting in second place. We're getting ready to start off this final session here. The guys are going to get a 7-minute jam session. This last section of the course they call the rail. There's a couple hubble ledges there. There's some stairs and whatnot. There's a quarter pipe going right towards the announce tower at the very end. The horn sounds. We're in. This is the final 7-minute jam of the BMX Street Final.
And they're letting Street Royalty take the first visit to the course. Van Homan, this is Nathan Williams.
Wow, hop over ice. That was nice and clean. Perfect example. If he had a break there, he could have tapped it, but hey.
That's right. Some of these guys riding brakeless. Kaczynski's got on a back brake.
Nose manual. Well, that was a 50-50 grind. Yes, it's kind of nollie-ish, but he rolled so long. It's a little more to it than that. Wow.
Huge 3 from Dakota Roche over the rail.
And the subtle things, like the way he threw his hat off in the air. You got to watch for those.
That
Makes
was on
a
purpose?
difference.
Yep. Nice. I like it.
Here we go, Sean Sexton, another one of these guys who's out here doing this brakeless with a
big no-handed 3.
The underhand, as Steve calls it.
This is almost the simplest section of all of them, but it has quite a bit to offer. I mean, big set of stairs, a rail, and some ledges. This is what street's all about.
And you can see the
Nathan
2 sets of
this time.
stairs. There's a big landing. I mean, it's a big distance to clear anything you're doing down.
Check out Van. Nice manual to hop over from grind on the rail. That's
hopping over the rail from a manual.
Here we go.
Bar spin into manual.
Talk about bike control.
A lot going on that line.
That's the first
right
Not a nice up grind. I think Garrett's going to have a harder time losing this contest than winning it right now. He's just such a consistent rider.
Yeah, he's definitely in his driver's seat with this one right now.
And you got to realize there's an average of 3, although 2 points looks pretty close here. Somebody's got to gain 4 points on him in order to make up the difference.
Yeah, it's a lot of room to make up. They average the 2 other sections, so the guys actually receive 3 scores, 1 on each section, and they're all combined for a final score.
But it'll be interesting to see if Sean Sexton and Van Homan, they're pretty tight between 2 and 3.
Van with a nice tire ride there down the rail.
Yeah, making a good argument that he's not going to drop.
Well, Sean Sexton and Brian Kaczynski were very close to one another before the second session scores came in. And Sean gave himself a little bit of breathing room to secure that medal spot.
It's Nathan Williams right there. But Kaczynski is a rail destroyer. The guy has so much stuff on a rail.
And we've got Dakota and Nathan Williams down here, good friends that are kind of neck and neck. They're the only ones that swapped places after the first session, and they're going to be tight here at the very end.
Nice ice pick grind down the rail, grinded down on the back peg only out of Brian Kaczynski. Comes Garrett Reynolds again towards the hubble edge. Wow,
we didn't see that yesterday.
Nope, saving that one for fun.
Oh, and if you noticed on the tranny there, he did a little brakeless nose manual as well.
Wow, Garrett definitely saving that for final run.
Perfect. And again, this, how
How wide
that
is
was
that rail?
awesome.
How wide is that rail, deep?
Not very, and the tire isn't either. But you know, the thing is, Van would do that if that rail was 3 times as high. So it's kind of unfortunate that we can't just extend the rail in mid-contest for him. Oh, nice no-hander, tuck no-hander to manual down.
Garrett doing a grind from that. Sean going to manual. Which one of those would be harder?
Good question, because it's completely brakeless, so they're about equal.
Crazy hard.
I don't think Sean had ever done it. That gave me an idea. I went for it. That's how street riding works.
All things I would never consider doing. Yeah, Dakota, big 180 over the rail.
Dumped it over the last attempt, pulls it this time around.
Nice up.
Oh yeah, that's
Garrett setting up way up there by the jib cam there. This is about the time in this session, of course, yesterday in elimination where Garrett did that manual to 180 down the entire 10 set of stairs.
Yeah, that just caught us all by surprise.
You think he's lining up for that one again, Dennis?
I think so. You saw Sean there hop up onto the ledge and 180 off. He gets to roll to the bottom of the ledge and do it. If Garrett tries this, watch how fast he's got to go and then pop it.
Wow!
Yeah, that's incredible.
And talk about consistency. He never did it in practice. He's only done it in eliminations and then perfect in the finals too.
Yeah, it wasn't a fluke after all. That was nuts.
Follows it up with a double peg up the rail, the bar spin off like it was nothing.
Van, nice bar spin over. He looked a little sketchy going into that to me too, but he pulled it perfect.
I was going to say the same thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that could have been ugly.
Yeah.
That was a good save by Nathan Williams there. I was going to say the same thing, Steve. It looked like he had the wobbles going into that manual, but he pulled it.
Yeah. It's Garrett. Get some. Shinsky.
Yeah. Another nose manual or nollie, whatever we want to call it there, because he's covering a few feet before he pops up, but into a Smith grind down the ledge.
I'm liking that style.
Nollie meaning you just pop onto the front wheel a little bit, little nose wheelie.
Oh yeah, there we go. Sean Sexton, truck driver down. That's right into a flare. The truck driver, though, perfect example of burly and tech. It involves a 360 and then spinning the handlebars 360.
Here we go.
Going down a massive set of stairs.
Bar spin into a manual. Double peg down that ledge. We're under 2 minutes, guys. Actually, we're almost at a minute and a half left here.
Wow, Garrett has really made his case for staying in that top spot.
I'll go out on a limb and say Garrett's won this thing, but
you think he'll do the 540 to fake you down?
I'd like to see another try. I mean, he's got a solid lead. There's really nothing he can do here now to hurt his score too much.
He's been so completely dominant on the International X Games series with this. Got a win last September in Mexico City.
Yes!
Oh, my goodness.
Biggest line we've seen yet.
Yeah, Mr. Holman putting a little pressure on Garrett.
Oh,
it's not over yet, guys. How about a man with a double tire to bar spin?
That was insane.
That was...
Oh!
I thought he was going over the bars on that one.
Garrett following up with a little bit of tech trickery himself.
That is 2 huge tricks right in a row from the 2 top guys.
It's getting heated up here in the last minute.
Kaczynski never one to fear hucking himself. I think the guy's absolutely fearless.
See what Nathan was trying the last time around. Oh, wow. Big
180,
big 180
over the rail all the way down. That was wild.
This is big for Van, too, because he looked like he punished himself pretty good at the end of session.
Oh, man.
Big tail whip down and over the rail.
Into the BMX crowd. That was amazing.
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Was that double?
Yeah, bar spin, catch bar spin, 180. Over a double stair set.
We're watching a best trick comp where everything gets pulled.
7 seconds. These guys, it looks like Dakota's going to get one more in. Kaczynski wants one more, but I think the buzzer's going to sound before he gets down
This is incredible.
And that's it. What a way to finish that off.
Oh, goodness.
That was after the horn by Garrett Reynolds, but what a way to finish that off.
Van was putting the heat on. Van was not slowing down. And, you know, Garrett, he just reacted like a guy who's just been on a however many contest winning streak now. Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool, Van. Check this out, too.
On the International Series, he's got 3. Mexico City, Dubai, and X Games Brazil earlier this year. But how about that finish?
Oh, that was an incredible finish. These guys all ripped it up, really represented BMX Street. Top notch.
Big time, back-to-back big bangers.
Wow, so an explosive finish here at the BMX Street Final. We've got more still to come, but right now we send it back to X Center and Dana Jacobson. Thanks, Dana. It was an explosive finish to the BMX Street Final. Steve, I don't know about you, but that last session just absolutely blew me away. There's a shot of Garrett Reynolds right there. He's been so dominant on